The museum typology has traditionally relied on the use of visual sight as a means of communication. A recent study has revealed 94% of blind and visually impaired people visit a museum at least once a year. Of these visitors, 70% do not consider themselves autonomous in the museum environment. Therefore, we question, how can the museum experience become democratized to create an inclusive, educational, and accessible experience for the blind and low vision community? In Assignment 1, a photograph of Christo and Jean-Claude's Wrapped Coast, displayed in the Coastline exhibition at the Chowchak Wing Museum, was investigated, deconstructed, and represented in 3 parts. Part 1 provided insight into the art installation site, Little Bay. Part 2 conveyed the artist's intent in wrapping the coast. And Part 3 portrayed the object through a speculative lens 100 years into the future, where climate change has taken a detrimental toll on our planet. In this assignment, we look to the Chowchak Wing Museum as a site and precedent. Although the museum has taken upon initiatives such as audio tours and use of enchroma glasses, further investigation ultimately revealed that the existing infrastructure catering to blind and low vision visitors are limited. We are posed with a challenge. How can we improve and integrate with the existing infrastructure of the Chowchak Wing Museum to create an innovative design concept that leaves a valuable resonance for blind and low vision visitors? As part of our process, we look to the Sustainable Development Goals in establishing the foundation of our design framework. This was accompanied by a study of visual impairment and exploration of precedent studies that challenge biases like ableism, demonstrating how multisensory design has a real-world resonance. Our conceptual response explores the transition between and inside exhibition spaces at the Chowchak Wing Museum. The proposal is an extension of our findings in Assignment 1, integrating Christo and Jean-Claude's Wrapped Coast into the architectural fabric of the design. The challenge is addressed through 2 key strategies.
Our first strategy integrates wayfinding solutions to the CCWM from the outside. It is inspired by Christo and Jean-Claude's use of boldly colored fabric and scaffolding structures as part of the wrapping process. From afar, fabric can be seen both taut and loose in tension with the pavilion structure, gesturing the user towards the forecourt. The high contrast color of the bright orange fabric allows for the partially sighted user to also see the pavilion as a wayfinder. The recycled nylon fabric is treated with a titanium nanofilm, which neutralizes airborne pollutants, aligning with SDG Goals 12 and 13. On arrival, the ladder structure of the pavilion can be seen, a language which is continued into the foyer and the museum, as it invites the user inside. The modular structure can also accommodate reconfigurations of spatial zones in the forecourt to be curated for temporary installations.
Our second strategy integrates physical and technological interventions to enhance the accessibility and educational experience inside the museum. Each strategy will be discussed further from the perspective of a low vision or blind visitor's journey to the Coastline exhibition. The tactile paving leads the visitors from the forecourt to the reception on Level 3, where they are introduced to the tactile map and Chowchak Wing Museum app. Simple and distinct shapes are selected in high contrast colors to assist in reading the map. The visitors can download the app on their own devices using the museum Wi-Fi, or can use museum-owned devices and headphones. The app integrates existing museum data to provide educational guidance through each exhibition. The Wi-Fi syncs the visitor's location and plays the audio commentary of nearby artworks. The app supports voiceover and screen reader functionality for people with low vision, blindness, or dyslexia. After reading the map, the visitors follow the tactile paving to the entry pad with various paths leading to the exhibition and ancillary spaces, including the toilets, lifts, and stairs. The tactile paving uses high contrast colors and reflectivity to distinguish the path. Different shapes are used to indicate path, entry pads, and ancillary spaces. They can be reconfigured over time to suit different exhibition arrangements. At the stairs, the visitors follow the handrail along the wall, with lighting installed underneath that illuminates and guides the visitors to the entry pad. The handrails are connected to the tactile map to assist visitors located on every level. After reading the map on level 1, the visitors can follow the path to the coastline exhibition.
After arriving to the exhibition, visitors are invited to take hold of a curtain. It becomes the first object blind and low vision users touch and marks the start of the tactile exhibition experience. The chosen fabrics are uniquely specific to each exhibition, and in Coastline it is the erosion-controlled synthetic woven fiber used in Wrapped Coast. The curtain glides along a suspended railing system, guiding the user through the exhibition in conjunction with the tactile floor route. The railing is offset from the existing recessed track lighting. The modular design of the system allows it to be deconstructed and reconfigured accordingly to the changing exhibitions in the museum. The original photograph of the Wrapped Coast and its tactile replica is exhibited alongside each other, accompanied by braille and written text. The replica highlights the texture and sense of depth captured in the photograph by utilizing fabric and raised surfaces. Further, scents are infused into the wall to allow users to deepen their awareness of the site conditions. By appealing to the other senses, the tactile replica can cater to all users for an inclusive and individual experience, aligning with SDG goals 4 and 10. Wrapped Coast stimulates our imagination through concealing the coastline beyond recognition, and is a demonstration of Christo's wrapping obsession, which began in the 60s by appropriating everyday objects. A series of household items and scaled models of the Little Bay coastline are exhibited on a long table where users can interact with the draping and wrapping of the objects, to observe the way it could alter form and texture. The long table becomes a social zone, reshaping the BLV experience to be more interactive and personal, aligning with SDG goals 4 and 10. The courtyard is an underutilized space. Therefore, we took this opportunity to convert it into an outdoor exhibition space for large-scale, unconventional installations. The erosion wall and ice sculpture sits adjacent to the indoor Wrapped Coast exhibits.
The installation of Wrapped Coast took place on the side of Little Bay Beach. Although the coast is symbolic of the Australian way of life, in recent years its idealistic reputation has been overshadowed by man's imposition on nature, leading to sea levels rising, ocean temperatures increasing, and coastlines eroding. A wall of erosion made of sand and concrete mix is imposed onto existing courtyard wall. The patterning is informed by a study of the sculpted rocks along the Little Bay coastline, revealing dramatic prints where stones are worn away and transported by natural forces. Touching the cracked forms is encouraged, and visitors can feel irreversible chiseling away of the coastline. Erosion is a natural process, but human activity makes it happen more quickly. We wonder, how would Christo and Jean-Claude's Wrapped Coast look 100 years into the future, where the coast itself ceases to exist? In this interactive installation, the ice melting represents the rapid erosion of the coastline. Users are invited to touch and feel the ice thaw. As the ice melts, a metal frame is left behind, lifting the draped fabric above ground to create a tent-like space that can be occupied underneath. As natural disasters become more erratic and unpredictable, perhaps we'll need to resort to these temporary mobile homes in the future, a warning tale for audiences if climate action is not undertaken.
Upon completing the journey from the exhibition in the courtyard, users can choose to be ushered into the portal frame pathways to be guided back to University Avenue. The portal frames and curtains which bind it continue the structural and aesthetic language from the forecourt pavilion, though in essence they are a homage to Christo and Jean-Claude's installations, referencing the gates in Central Park, the running fence, and the valley curtain. Our proposal challenges preconceived ideas on what the museum experience may entail. By integrating concepts from Christo and Jean-Claude's Wrapped Coast with multisensory design, our proposal lives and breathes with the existing museum to leave a valuable resonance for blind and low vision visitors.